Hey, let's talk today. I've had many videos, or I made a couple of videos about truth, how it's God's default position for you in your life. Sorry for that sunshine that came through, but it's God's default position for your life, and it also protects you against many evils of life. Something that I was thinking about today when I was in the shower was that when it comes to the low of the low, and I'll say the name one time and then I'll move on from that. Satan, Lucifer. When it comes to the lowest of the low, more times, well, he doesn't like truth. God is completely about truth, and of course, the devil is the antithesis of everything that God is. The devil likes you to be uncomfortable, so occasionally he will give you an uncomfortable truth, but he does not like the truth. There are two lies that the devil hates more than anything. I'm sorry, I apologize. There are two lies that the devil loves above anything, and that is the lie that you tell about God, and that is the lie that you tell to yourself. The lie that you tell about God is that God isn't all-powerful. God didn't create the universe. God does not have a plan for my life. God does not, love me, or God does not give me strength every day. God is not the reason for me waking every morning to fulfill my purpose. The other lie is about yourself, where you tell the lie that you, hands down, are the only important thing in this universe. That you and your desires far go beyond the scope of living according to God's truth, doing the righteous things for the righteous reasons, where you sometimes will tell yourself, well, this is my life. No, it's not your life. God created that for you, gave you a plan. Whether you wish to follow that plan, it depends. But you have free will. And in that free will, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that you shouldn't do. But once you tell yourself the lie to convince yourself that the path that you're on is what God intended, or that God shouldn't even be a factor in the path that you're on, oh, that's when Satan is doing a little dance. Now, again, I will go ahead and say this before. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I am not a scholar when it comes to the Bible. I am not a theologian. I am just simply a regular dude who has seen many paths walked by many people in life. And I'm very observant. I've seen some of those paths work. And spoiler alert, 99% of them are actually the path of God. And I've seen a lot of them not work. Another spoiler alert, most of those paths usually absent or make God absent in their life. There's a blueprint, and that blueprint is the Bible. That blueprint is God's word. You have a lot of lies being told that are moved towards truth each and every day. Give me an example. A woman is not a woman. Give you another example. Children born in a household with just the mom have just as equal a successful path in life as children born with a mother and a father in the house. being married and committing to someone prior to getting pregnant by them. Yeah, that actually works more so than it doesn't. Being committed in a marriage, it works more so than it doesn't. All of these things are truth. They're guidance that God has given us to live according to his law, his rule. He's given us the free will to decide whether or not we wish to do that, because he wants willing participants by his side in heaven. But you have to really understand that the devil really wants you to lie to yourself and tell you that you don't need that at all. Also, I wanted to have a conversation about the spirit of Lilith that seems to be very prevalent in our women nowadays. For those who do not know, Lilith, well, I tell you what, I'm not going to get into the story of Lilith because I really would like for you to go and read it for yourself. But Lilith is a spirit that resides in women that leads to destruction of families and children. What do you see that's happening more so now than it ever has in the past? You have women championing not being a woman. And by that, they are allowing men to co-opt the term of what a woman is. I do not know of any greater lie in biology than to say that the chromosomes that you are born with, that God gave you for your intended purpose in this life, are wrong. I don't know of a greater lie than that. You have women getting rid of babies. You know what I mean? Because they didn't plan to be with the person that they were with, but wanted to enjoy their company, if you know what I mean. And a seed was brought out of that, but it's only after the fact that they come to the realization that they shouldn't have actually done that. Carnal desires led to bad decisions, and bad decisions are now leading to the murder of an unborn child. Something is wrong in the spirit when Lilith can take hold, and she partners with the low of the low. If you don't reseed yourself in truth, if you don't get your guidance back with the Lord and move according to his plan, the lowest of the low and Lilith are going to carry y'all away. I don't want to see that to happen. I don't want to ever see that happen. And that's why I have these conversations. Doesn't matter whether, you see this, or 5 people see this, or if it's, 10 million people see this. A truth has to be told, because I'm not the first to say it. I won't be the last to say it. But this world is going to hell in a handbasket with gasoline balloons filled up. And if we don't start getting a hold of self first, then getting a hold of family, then getting a hold of friends, then getting a hold of community, we're going to sit back as the frog in the pot does and just simply ask the question, is it getting hot in here, before we realize it's too late and we're boiled to death. So now that I have that out the way, I'll go ahead and say, be good, do good for good reasons, live righteously, doing the right things, live in truth, be with God, and know that somebody loves you. Take it easy.